Okay, great. Everybody, can you guys see my main screen here? Bachelor of Education program?
Yep.
Tree? Yep. Okay, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Faculty of Education at York University. Congratulations on your offers. You're all JI consecutive or concurrent students. Congratulations. It was a very competitive year to apply, so you should all be really proud of yourselves for getting into the program. I'm Jane Larson. I'm one of the academic advisors in the Faculty of Ed, and I'm your JI advisor. So we'll get to know each other well over the 2 years of the program. I'll be your go-to person. I'll be here to assist you throughout the 2 years of your program. I've got some people here that I'd like to introduce you to before I get started. But first, I just want to let you know that this session will be posted on the blog next week. So you don't have to take notes or remember everything I'm telling you, because there's a lot of info here. We're going to be here for probably an hour to an hour and a half. So lots of info, just sit back and enjoy it. And also, if you would please change the name that you're appearing as in this Zoom so that we can mark you off as attending the session, so we don't reach out and ask you to come again. So if you could change that, would be great, your first and last name. I'm going to introduce, so I've got some of my colleagues here, Mark Powell and Teresa Boyle. They're also advisors in the program. Mark is our IS advisor and Teresa, the primary junior advisor. And we have Vanessa Grappi. She's the manager of undergrad student services, and she's also going to say a few words now. I think she'd like to welcome you all to the program.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Yeah, thanks, Jane, and welcome. Welcome to the Faculty of Education here at York U. We are certainly very excited to meet you come the end of August. That's when we're going to start our first year of the BED with you. I'm going to sort of jump and say we've got sort of two cohorts joining us today. We have our consecutive students who may be very new to York. You may have done your studies outside of York, maybe another university, maybe you've taken away from your studies for a while and now joining us in the Bachelor of Ed. And we have our concurrent students, which are our York students who've been moving along with their undergrad program for the past 3 to 4 years. And here they are starting their first year of the Bachelor of Education program. So welcome to all. Over the next hour or so, you're going to hear Jane speak about the new student blog. That was the link that we shared with you in the congratulations email and also in your letter. We want to keep in touch through the summer. If there's any changes, a class changing from this day to that day, friendly reminders of things, we're going to use the new student blog to post it. So every week or so, check on it. Like Jane shared the slides that she's going to go over today, that too will be added to the blog by the end of this week, early next week. A little bit about each of us. I always put each of my team, my colleagues on the spot, but your advisor, Jane Larson, she's our walker. She's, we see her leave at her lunch hour and she comes back in an hour. She knows this campus inside and out because of her super walking skills. So if you're here, and you will be, because we're going to be an in-person program in the fall, and you want to get out for a walk and explore the campus, Jane's your go-to person to join. And the fall time here on the campus is beautiful. Teresa, you know what I'm going to say about you? She is our Leafs fan. I see that they're not playing today because you're not wearing blue. Oh, they are. Oh, where's your blue? There's no blue on you today. Okay, well, go Leafs, go. If they win, we're never going to hear the end of it. So we're excited for you, Teresa, and we hope that they do well. And Mark, another sports fan, he's our Raptors basketball guy. So come fall, if you're excited about sports or talking about walking and maybe some new walking shoes, that's our team. You got them. Sering is not with us today. Sering looks after the frontline counter. She's taken the week off to celebrate her birthday, but she is here to chat and see you too. We're excited to finally see our students moving back to the campus full-time with their studies. So that's for me. Look forward to meeting you all or seeing some of you again. And I will now pass it over to Dr. Sharon Murphy, our Associate Dean. Good morning, Sharon.
Good morning, and good morning, teacher candidates. That's it. You are all coming in as teacher candidates Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's very exciting to have you, and I know this is a wonderful first step on your journey to becoming teachers. You are entering one of the largest teacher education programs in the province, and you junior intermediates are a very special group because guess what? The primary junior is 50% of our program. The intermediate senior is 35% of our program. And the junior intermediates, you are the little tough ones who are right there. You're the smallest group, but I know you're strong and you will, keep going and you will form a really tight little group. So, congratulations on that. I'm sure you'll make friends for life as you complete our program. One of the things I do want to say is you have a wonderful group of advisors here in Student Services. There is no question that is too small for them to answer, and please, please ask questions. It is really, really important. You're going to be teachers. One of the things that is at the heart of teaching is inquiry, asking questions. Both you asking questions of your students and your students asking questions of you. And if you're in our program and you don't know something or you need to know something from your professor or from a staff person here, you don't be scared to ask the question. People can say, I don't know, and I'll find out. I get asked questions all the time that I have to ask sometimes people in Student Services to help me with. So, never be afraid to ask questions. That's how you learn and grow. I think that, as junior intermediate students, you've got 1 foot in the elementary lower, the 4 to 6, and you've got another foot in the, junior high school. And basically, you've kind of got lots of opportunities either way. And I think it's a really, an age group that's a really interesting group to teach. So I hope you look forward to your studies with high expectations. We look forward to, with high expectations, to seeing you walk across the convocation stage in a few years' time. So congratulations, and I am going to leave you in the more than capable hands of our Student Services team. Bye.
Thank you, Sharon. Okay, so before I get started, Sharon mentioned asking lots of questions, which is key. You have to ask lots of questions for sure, but at the end of this presentation, if you don't mind, just so that I can get through all of the slides. I've got lots of stuff to share with you, and I will probably be answering a lot of your questions that you might have right now, getting through these slides. So please just wait until the end. And myself and Mark and Teresa will answer all of your questions. You can pop them in the chat, or you can unmute yourself, put your hand up, whatever you like. We'll answer lots of questions at the end. And one other thing before I get started, to do with the vulnerable sector screening. In your package, it talks about this. There's a big section on the Toronto residents, so it's a bit more complicated than the other regions. So if you could, those of you who are Toronto residents, we'll have Sandra Ng from the Practicum office explain to you how the Toronto resident process works for ordering the BSS. So she'll come on at about 11:20 to answer questions about that. Okay, so let's get started.
Jane,
Yeah,
attendance purposes. Did you say that already?
I did. So if everyone could, thanks.
My apology.
Yeah.
My apology.
So just, we need to see your first and last name displayed in this Zoom session so that we can take your attendance accurately. Thank you. Okay, so what I'm going to be going over with you today is the information and the communication that I put together in that advising package that I attached to your Zoom invite yesterday. We'll talk about admission requirements, the academic and graduation requirements, the student support and services, experiential education, so that your practicums, your school and community practicums, the enrollment will get you enrolled in a course today. And then we'll talk finally about the orientation, which is the start of the program. So the blog, so we have this EDU blog that we want you to go back to frequently throughout the summer. This will be our form of communicating with you rather than sending you endless emails over the summer. I'm going to, whenever I have something I want to share with you, I'm going to pop it in the blog. So we want you to check back regularly. So maybe every week or so. You know, you might go in 1 week and I haven't added anything for a couple of weeks even, but just check, keep your eye on it. Because if I do have anything to share, I'm not going to send you emails in the summer. I'm just going to post it in the blog. And to get to the information, if you go over to, when you get to myedu.blog.yorkie.ca, so that's the landing site, under advising and enrollment, when you click on that link, there's a drop down and it shows you all of the different cohorts that we have in the Faculty of Ed. So you specifically will just be going to the JI Keel, and that will be all of the information that you need that I can be sharing with you. So when the program starts at the end of August, you'll move away from the blog and then we'll start communicating through email. And we want you to have a York email address. So it's the @my.yorku.ca. There's the link there to get information on having a York email. So please spend some time to look at that. Keep in mind when the program starts and the emails start getting sent to you to keep an eye on the junk and spam folders, because unfortunately a lot of our emails end up in there. So if you could please make a habit of checking that, just so that you don't miss any important information that we're trying to get to you. And one other thing would be a really good idea so that we can help you quickly. So rather than just sending an email with your question and your name, if you could include your York student number and the cohort that you are. So in your case, it would say your name, JI Keel, and then your York student number. You can make a signature line in your email so that it's always there. That really helps me to be able to look you up on the system and answer you more quickly, okay? So here's part of the advising package. This again is the information I sent to you attached in the email yesterday. So please take the time to go through the information because there's lots and lots of stuff there that you'll find useful. Admission requirements. So for the consecutive teacher candidates, when you applied to the program back in December, if you were still enrolled in courses and you're going to graduate this June, you would have received a conditional offer of admission. And in that case, we need those of you to order your transcripts through UAC so that we can have official transcripts that indicate degree conferred. We need to have this by July 15th, so after convocation, so that we can lift that condition on your offer. Another group of you who will have received a condition would be if you uploaded unofficial transcripts. So you had a copy of your transcript and you just uploaded it to my file. That isn't official. Again, we need you to order official transcripts, preferably through UAC, so they'll be sent electronically. And then once we receive those, we will be able to lift the offer, that condition on your offer. If you're a York student, you don't need to do any of this because we have access to York transcripts. And for concurrent teacher candidates, none of this applies to you at all because you won't be graduating until after you finish the B.Ed and you'd apply to both degrees, okay? Okay, academic and graduation requirements. So in order to maintain good standing in the program, you need to receive a C+ in each and every education course that you're enrolled in. And for your practicums, those are passes and failed. You have to pass all of your practicums, okay? So a C+ minimum in each and every course, and you have to pass all of your practicums. Academic support tools. So if you encounter any problems while you're in the program, first thing we want you to do is keep an open line of communication with your instructors. So rather than not saying anything if something is going wrong for you and it's affecting your schoolwork, we don't want you to be quiet about this because you'll just get buried in it. We want you to keep an open line of communication with your instructor and with me too, so that we can support you. Okay, so maybe there's a, you need to petition something that is, a change, a rule or a regulation that's in place. That's something that you could petition. Or maybe you need some extra time to complete some coursework, or you need extra time to submit an assignment, that sort of thing. Rather than just leaving it and saying nothing, please be open with us, with your instructor and with me, so that we can support you and help you do well in the program. Withdrawing from the program, if that's something that you need to do, there is a withdrawal form that we can get you to fill out, so please email us for that. And finally, if you throughout the summer find that your plans have changed and you're not able to do the BEd program this year, and maybe you need to work or there's something else is going on that's holding you back from starting, we can offer you a deferral for 1 year. So please reach out to me so that I can explain how to get that deferral in place. Accommodation. So this is something that's in the advising package. Accommodations with student accessibility services is a support service for you as a York University student. And if you need to register with them, maybe you have a learning disability or you suffer from some sort of mental health condition, that sort of thing, and you require some assistance, maybe you need more time to complete work, that kind of thing, we ask that you register with these student accessibility services so that they can put in place support for you, and they can be the communication between York University's accessibility services and your instructors, okay, so that everyone can support you with your learning. eClass. So at York, we use the learning management system called eClass, used to be called Moodle. All universities have some sort of management system like this. There's a link there to familiarize yourself with it. Please spend some time doing that if you're not already a York student. So the eClass, all of the courses that you're enrolled in will be uploaded to eClass, and you'll be able to access all of your course syllabus and your lesson plans and be connected with discussion groups. It's where you'll be submitting all of your assignments and that kind of thing. So please spend some time this summer to become familiar with eClass, because that is the system that we'll be working with in the 2 years of the program. Attendance. So it's really important to remember this is a full-time program. It's a professional program. And so you need to be fully here in the program. You can't be working full-time and trying to do this program at the same time. It will not work. We're a Monday to Friday program. We don't have night classes or classes on the weekend. So if you do need to have a part-time job, those are the times to fit yourself into a schedule for working purposes, but not during the day because it will interfere with our program. 80% of the BEd courses have a maximum of 45 students. So they're very small, intimate classes, and your instructors will get to know you very well. And it will be very clear whether or not you're fully present in our program. So please keep that in mind, that if you need to work, make sure it's on a part-time basis in the evenings or on weekends. Please do not try and hold a full-time job while you're doing this program. It will not work. So there's a variety of ways of learning in the program. Majority of it is face-to-face. There might be one online course that you'll be taking, and you'll also be doing face-to-face in-person practicums in communities and schools. So while you're in the program, some resources that are available to you. One of them, the Education Resource Center. They're an education library. They're part of our Faculty of Ed. housed in Winters College, which Winters College is being renovated right now. So we're hoping to be back in our space at the end of the summer. There's lots of information. You can go onto their site to see what's available to you as a student. They have learning manipulatives, ministry documents, different types of resources that will support your learning in the program. The other one is the Mentor Teacher Resource Room, the MTRR. So please go on to that site as well. That's a communication, it's sort of a link between you and your practicum schools and the teachers that you'll be working with, which are called mentor teachers. So you'll find when you go into this site, you'll start to understand the relationship between you as a teacher candidate with your mentor teacher and the expectations on both sides as well. So please take some time this summer. It will really prepare you for your practicums going into this site. The BEd course requirements link, that will take you to our academic calendar. The other thing is we use a Google Calendar. So you can go to this link here, undergrad programs, BEd calendars, and you'll see a drop down again and all of the different cohorts. So you want to just specifically go to year 1 JI. So that will show you what you're doing this fall, winter. And that gets updated regularly. So throughout the summer, it's probably going to change quite a bit. But you'll see when you start in at the end of August, you'll see clearly on each day of the week what you will be doing. And maybe there's a course that you're taking every Monday, but the third Monday of the month, there might be a workshop or something like that in there. So it's really important to follow this Google Calendar so that you're not missing anything and that you're attending the proper classes. Book lists and course information. Lots of students like yourself want to get reading in the summer so that you're sort of getting ahead of things to start. There's nothing that we can share with you as far as books and that sort of thing. That will all be posted by each course that you're in on eClass closer to the start of the program. And your biggest support, although you guys, we're all on Teams right now, on a Zoom, we can't really say we're together. You're going to see each other. You're going to meet each other first day of class, August 30th, and you're going to spend the next 2 years working on this program together and learning from each other and sharing all of the experiences that you have in your courses and at your different practicums, and you'll bring them back to your classes and share all the things that you're learning. So you're going to develop really strong relationships with the other students in the program. So that's going to be fun for you guys to finally meet each other in person come August. So some of this information is also in the advising package. We want you to familiarize yourself, those of you who aren't already York students, with the York Current Students website. There's tons of information there. That's a nice landing spot to start with, and you'll find information about student financial assistance and the red zone and how to get your York email and that sort of thing. So please take some time this summer as well to familiarize yourself. You can even like print letters for an employer if you needed to do that to prove that you're a full-time student. You have access to all kinds of things if you just take the time to have a look and see. The York card. So York University students all are issued YU cards. So you have to order one. There's the link to go to their website. You can order them online and upload a picture. Or you can wait until the fall when the program starts and go in person, but you'd book an appointment to order the picture, to order the card and have your picture taken on the spot. Just go to that link to see how they're operating in the summer. The York card is something that we do want you to get. We want all of you to have one. So the York students, you might have one already that's maybe expired, so you need to renew it. And the York U card is a form of ID for you to bring with you to your practicums, to your school and community practicums. So please make sure that you order a YU card or have one in your hand by the time the program starts. tuition and fees. So this is the information that the students who are just finishing up, who just finished their first year of the BEd program. So the fees will go up slightly, but this is what they paid this year. So first year of the BEd is 33 credits and the second year 27. So it's a 60 credit program. And this year, first year students, they paid $7,861. So that gives you an idea roughly of how much your tuition will be for this fall winter. And the link below there will show you the updated tuition costs when they're available sometime June or July. FISA, so the Faculty of Education Student Association. So they are located in Winters College as well. And they're an association that they organize all kinds of things for the Faculty of Ed students like yourself. And they look for representation from different cohorts. So you'll meet somebody from FISA at orientation week, and you'll learn about all of the different things that they do and the things that you can become involved in with FISA. You might want to be a rep for the JI cohort. So they'll explain that to you at orientation, but here's their Facebook link if you want to check out what they're doing. They do all kinds of stuff like socials, and they do workshops to help you with like filling in resumes and applying for jobs and that kind of thing. So the vulnerable sector screening. So everybody in the program needs to have a vulnerable sector screening for the 2 years that you're in the program. They do expire after a year, so we need you to have a valid one at the start of the program at the end of August. In your advising package, there's all different area jurisdictions that I included in there. So if you live in York Region or if you live in Durham, you have to go to that particular unit to order the vulnerable sector screening. And like I said, Sandra will be talking to you. If you're a Toronto resident, she'll explain the process for ordering the vulnerable sector screening. It's a little bit more involved, so she'll explain that process, but everyone else is very straightforward with the information in the package. You need to have this to take to your school and community practicum. So the community practicum, which will start at the end of August, and the school practicum will start next January. So you keep your original, you bring it to your practicum. They might want to take a photocopy of it or check you off of a list, that sort of thing, but don't ever give anyone your original copy of the VSS. So the experiential education. So this is your community and school practicums, and maybe Lindsay Lamore is here to talk to you about that.
Good morning, Jane.
Hi, Lindsay.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Welcome, everyone. My name is Lindsay, and I'm the Associate Director, Experiential Education in the faculty, and I'm responsible for the practicum placements. So in your first year, you're going to be participating in 2 practicum experiences. So one is a community practicum experience, and the other is your school, as Jane just alluded to. So I'm just gonna give a brief overview of each of the experiences for you. So the community practicum experience will be 1 experience a week or 1 day dedicated to that community practicum experience, and you are going to be connected with a community organization. When I say 1 experience a week, it's usually 3 to 5 hours on your community practicum day. And most of our placements will be in person leading up this next academic year. And most of them actually take place after school and in the evening. So think about your community practicum beginning, around 3 o'clock, 3:30, and ending around 6:37, 7:30, just in terms of your personal planning purposes. So in mid to late July, you will be accessing a database that has all of our community organizations that you potentially could connect with or work with. And you will be submitting preferences. And then in late August, we will set you up and connect you with one of those organizations, one of your preferences that you submitted. Now, some of the examples of your community practicum experience, you could be working in a mentoring program, a tutoring program, an after-school recreational program, or a program that is connected to the arts. You could be connected to a program that works with students with special needs. The age range, we work with early learning students all the way up to young adults. So that just gives you an idea of the age that you could be working with. And I recommend when you think about your practicum experience for the community is that you think about engaging with an organization or community that you are not familiar with. This is your opportunity to really learn from diverse learners and make connections with something that's maybe outside of your comfort zone for your community practicum. The purpose of your community practicum is really to not necessarily hone your teaching skills, even though you might be doing mentoring or tutoring with the students that you're working with, but really build relationships and really get to know the community that you're working with. If we don't understand and build relations with the community that we're working with, how are we as teachers supposed to make those connections that are meaningful and relevant for our students in our classroom? So you really want to connect with the students, build relationships, and also think about all the resources and supports that exist for our students outside of the school environment. So that's for your community side. And that is 1 day a week or one experience a week from September right through till April, okay? For your school practicum, as Jane alluded to, you will begin your school practicum in January, and you will be participating in that 1 day a week. And I believe the community for this group school practicum for this group is Thursdays, or is it Wednesdays? Jane, do you have that? No, not off the top of your head. That's fine. So you'll be participating 1 day a week in a junior or intermediate classroom. So chances are you will be in an elementary classroom. So you will be participating in a grade 4 through 6 or in a 7-8 experience with a mentor teacher. 1 day a week, and then you'll have what we call culminating days at the end of your year 1 school practicum experience, where you'll be going in Monday through Friday, so that you really get to see the connections that are made on a daily basis in those culminating days. What will you do in your year 1 practicum experience? This is your opportunity to really get a holistic viewpoint on the school environment. So really connecting with, the special education teacher, the library, the ELL, English language learner supports that are available in the school. Even though you'll be connected to your mentor teacher, it's an opportunity to really explore how the school works holistically. You'll be co-teaching, co-planning with your mentor teacher. So think of that as really working with your mentor teacher to support the learning in the classroom. And then eventually there will be this gradual release of responsibility to you independently teaching so that you're well prepared for independent teaching in year 2. Who will support your practicum experience? You'll be connected with the mentor teacher at the local school level, but then there will also be a practicum facilitator. So that's our faculty liaison that connects you and the school practicum, as well as the faculty. So the assessment for year 1, you will be putting together, there are 9 learning goals in year 1 practicum, where you will be collecting evidence of those learning goals through your experiences in the school practicum. And that's all the information I'm going to give you now in terms of the assessment, because on your orientation day for school practicum in September, your practicum facilitator will go through all of the requirements for that experience. So what do you need to do to prepare for school practicum? So this is you're in this neat experience because you're a student in your courses, but then in your practicum experience, you put on that teacher hat as professional. And so you're kind of playing dual role here. But in that practicum experience, you really need to think about you as a professional. And this is where I'm going to get you to engage in the chat. And I want you to think about and share your ideas of all the things that you need to think about in terms of professionalism as you representing you as teacher and not as student in the practicum experience. So I invite you to put those thoughts in the chat and see if we can stir up some conversation. I think you're asleep. I put you to sleep. We need one brave person to put an idea about professionalism. What do you need to think about? Oh, arriving on time. Thank you. Oh, engaging. How you dress. Thank you. How you speak. Thanks for that participation, Jody. Anything else that you need to think about? Demeanor, how you carry yourself, the conversations that you have with your students, the relationships that you build, professional relations with the staff, with your students, completing your tasks, so being prepared for your practicum experience. Thank you for sharing that. And there's one that hasn't been touched on that I think that we really need to think about over the summer and throughout your 2 years is your presence on social media. And thinking about your social media presence in a professional lens. The students are going to Google search you. And so I actually recommend you to Google search yourself and to see actually what comes up in terms of your social media accounts, and start to also secure your accounts that you're using as well, both from a profession. There's these blurred lines that your professional presence virtually, it doesn't go away, right? So really thinking about that and the information that does come up, would you want students, parents, community members to be accessing that information and those pictures that may be available and your comments that may be accessible on social media. The second thing is making sure that you make personal arrangements for yourself. So we talked about the community practicum. Most of those will be in person and after school, but also your school practicum. Think about arriving, half an hour early. Think about a half an hour after the school practicum experience. Think about planning time and preparation for your lessons and what that means in terms of ensuring that you have personal supports in place to be your best you in relation to both of your practicum experiences. The third one, prepare for change and be flexible. COVID has taught us, especially in the schools and with practicum experience, of how flexible and adjustable we must become. If you think about the schools, lots of them, we've pivoted to the virtual from in person quite a bit over the last few years, as well as classes have pivoted. So just keeping that in mind, that there may be unknowns and we have to adjust to those unknowns and be flexible in our preparation. And last but not least, smile, especially during your practicum experiences. This is your opportunity to really take the theory that you're learning in your class and apply it in a hands-on context and really grow and learn from your mentor teacher and from your colleagues that you'll be engaging with. It's a wonderful opportunity to learn, to grow, and to take risks and make mistakes, especially as a teacher candidate. And then below on that slide are also email contacts. Mine is on the very bottom. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns over the summer months regarding practicum, please do not hesitate to contact me. And I also encourage you to look at the MTR blog, which the link is there that Jane has also advised you on. And that has all of the expectations, responsibilities, and exit requirements for all of your practicum experiences in the faculty. So I wish you the best, and I look forward to seeing you in August, that last week in August, where we have our formal orientation and officially welcome you to the faculty. So thanks so much.
Thank you, Lindsay. Okay, Lindsay was also mentioning, asking me what day your practicum is on. So your community, sorry, I didn't want to mess my slides up and try and open it at the same time. So if you look in your advising package, I've highlighted a timetable for first year so that you have an idea. I'm pretty sure your community is on a Wednesday and your school is on a Thursday in the winter. But it'll tell you clearly in that package. Thank you, Lindsay.
Thanks. And I forgot to mention this, but do you want to go for it?
Sure. Okay, thank you. So also in your advising package, we have this practicum zone link that we want you to click on. So the school practicums that you will be placed in will be based on the information you provide us with here in this link. What you'll do is it'll open up a map like this, and you'll see that we work with both public and Catholic, York Region, Toronto, and Dufferin Peel school boards. We want you to, when you click on the link, you will indicate if you want a public or Catholic placement, and also you'll get to choose 2 choices of where you would like to be placed. This information will go to the practicum office, and then they can start working on finding schools to place you in for your placement, which will start in January. You can't choose your placement. We have partnerships with these 6 boards, and we work with specific schools. And so we can only place you based on the choice in the zone map that you provide with us. Okay, so for your courses, you will be enrolling today in your one practicum, which is the community practicum, EDPR 2000. And then you will enroll in one education elective on June 15th. So the practicum you'll enroll in today, and the elective you'll enroll in on June 15th. And then all of the following courses afterwards, EDFE 1100, 1300, 2000, and so on, those courses, I'm going to enroll you in all of those. So you don't have to do anything with those. So you're only enrolling in one course today, which is the EDPR 2000 section A, and the catalog number is Y17X01, which is also in your advising package. And then again, on the blog, I will, closer to June, the beginning of June, I will put all of the education elective choices that you have. So there are some in the advising package now, but they don't show any catalog numbers. So we'll have that information updated in the blog early in June, so that you can make a choice of the elective that you would like to enroll in on June 15th. I would suggest having a choice of like maybe 2 or 3 in case you don't get your first choice. And yeah, that information will be in the blog early in June. So how to enroll in this practicum today? Here are the steps. Again, in your advising package are the steps. So York students, you guys all know how to do this already. If you're not a York student, these steps are well laid out. It should be clear. Of course, if you have any problems, you can just let us know so that we can assist you. And when you're selecting the drop down on the enrollment tab, we want you to choose fall winter 2022 undergraduate Bachelor of Education. Okay, so that you're in the right window to enroll in that practicum course. And again, this is the catalog number you're enrolling in just today, Y17X01. Okay, so the program starts on Tuesday, August 30th. We call it an orientation, and it is mandatory that you're there. So Tuesday, August 30th is your first day of the program. So any traveling you're doing this summer, if you haven't made plans already, please make sure that you're back in time to attend in person on the York campus on Tuesday, August 30th. The Google Calendar will, closer to the time that the program starts, will have a room number for you and a time, so you'll be very clear on where you need to be going and at what time. So the first week of the program will be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday you will have an early start to the Labor Day long weekend. At the orientation, you will have a welcome to the program. There will be different guest speakers there to welcome you. We'll have people from the Ontario College of Teachers as well as the Ontario Teachers Federation there to speak to you. There'll be practicum breakout sessions. So your seminar, the EDPR 2000 that you're enrolling in today, that you will have those first classes that first day on August 30th and that week. So you'll have some meetups with your seminar leaders, and you'll meet other people who are going to be in that class with you. And also they will go over the e-class to make sure that you're all clear on how to work with e-class and see all of your courses and everything there. York students, maybe a lot of you haven't been on campus for a couple of years. So if you want to tour around the campus to refamiliarize yourself with different buildings and where your rooms are and that sort of thing. And of course, those who aren't York students, you can actually book there's virtual tours of the campus that you can attend, or you could do an in-person one. I provided the link here to get information about that. Because York is a very big campus. It's quite spread out, but it's a nice campus. Okay, so we are looking forward to meeting you in person this fall, and our osp@edu.yorku.ca. That's our main email to our office. If you have any questions, if you want to come in and see us in person, our temporary location is the Victor Philip Daddeley building, and we're in room 3150. So we'll be there all summer and hopefully moving over to our Winters new renovated location in 128 Winters College come the fall. Our office hours, we're there Monday through Thursday from 9 until 4, and on Fridays we're there until 3 in the summer. If you're interested in checking out what different faculty members are doing and what we're doing in the Faculty of Education, there's a link here with the education news, so you can go and see all the news there. It's all the exciting things that are going on. And don't forget to please visit the blog often this summer. Again, it's our way of communicating with you rather than sending endless emails. I'm going to post anything I have to share with you. I'm going to post it in the blog. So here's our checklist. So in order to enroll in that EDPR 2000 course just now, you would have created your Passport York accounts. We want you to fill in that zone map so that the Practicum office can find a suitable Practicum placement for you. So there's the link there, and we'd like you to do this by the 20th of May, please. On June 15th, you're going to enroll in one education elective only, and I should have the selections for you, including the catalog numbers. Early in June, it should be on the blog so that you can start making your choice for that. On June 15th also, we would like you to pay your deposit fee of $300. So that secures your spot in the program. And you can pay this deposit fee by setting up an account, and you can set up your York account as you would any type of online banking bill. So York University would be the payee, and your York student number is the account number. And that $300 will sit there until the fall fees are due, and it will be applied to your fall fees. Again, the transcripts. So when you applied back in December and submitted the transcripts, if you were still enrolled in courses, then you would have received a conditional admission. We need you to submit or order your online transcripts through UAC preferably to be sent to us by July 15th with the degree conferred on there so that we can lift that condition. Same, those of you who didn't submit official transcripts, there was just maybe a copy that you submitted, that would also mean that you were conditionally admitted. So please have the official transcript sent to us by July 15th. And if you're taking any courses in the summer, maybe you're finishing up some courses and you'll be graduating in the fall, we would like the registrar's office from the university that you're studying at this summer to provide us with a letter indicating that you are going to be finishing up your degree come this fall. So just two more things I'll mention again, to keep your eye on the MTRR site, to get familiar with the expectations for you as a student in the Faculty of Education related to your school practicums, and also the blog. Please keep an eye on the blog throughout the summer.